live on December 6th or 7th.
It's not the 7th because I know it, December 7th.
December 7th. We remember December 7th. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We have forgotten.
Not only that, but it was a setup, and I've forgiven. Oh, well, beyond that.
Anyway, here we are in the Sprouts parking lot once again, from beautiful parking lot, and
the sun's shining.
Yes, it's a beautiful day, a little chilly, but this is a brand new phone, or it was a gift. It's a brand new phone, okay?
And Lon's not sure how to use it correctly.
I'm not sure how to use it. It's just a normal sort of, what is that, an iPhone or something like that? Whatever it is, it's new, and this is the first time I've used it for a show here, so I'm bound to screw up and restart and stuff like that.
But then you always shut it off when you turn to me, so...
Yeah, I did that with the old phone, too. So let me just see what's going on here, and I'm going to turn it around to Constance here. There's Constance. She's a stopped clock. That's why she...
Oh, gee, I live in 19...
That's why
I do live a bit like it's 1947.
Yes, she has stopped the clock. That's why she looks so young and beautiful.
How sweet, dear.
Yes.
Good morning. It's Tuesday. Well, let's just talk about my week. We went. A friend came and took us to dinner. Their house was wonderful, creative, wholesome, tasty food, and inspiring, stress relieving, comforting, brilliant people, and it was really nice, and kind of uplifted my whole week. And then the weather's been a little drizzly and cold, but not freezing, and it's been unusually
uneventful. Pleasantly.
And I've
little change.
I've decided after 3 years of descending into hell, Sacramento, I have that I have at least ascended into purgatory, and I have started to paint again. I've complained about my skills are terrible, but I did finish that one painting. My ideas are okay. And that's the only reason I paint anyway, because I don't want to have to talk to you guys about really weird things. I can put in paintings.
Anyway, I'll take a picture of your new painting.
Yeah,
and share it.
No one on earth should have a neck that long, but
she did have a long neck at first.
You could. Yes. Anyway, we're not going to. It's the words that count on the paintings. Anyway, so that's about all I have to say. Do something creative yourself this week, although it's hard because people are getting ready for holidays, especially people who have younger people who have families and things closer to them. So, but I do have something to say. That was odd because we were driving here, and I was saying, we always say, God, we like our car, which is truly falling apart, old. No, you have no idea how bad it looks in here. It's falling apart. Please don't show parts of the car. Anyway, but it gets us places, and we like this car. We ride up high. And then we thought, and I like the way the seat is hard and holds me up instead of makes me scoop down. And I realized that I mentioned because we're older that it's easier to pull ourselves up with you can show that. With this, it's easier to pull yourself up into a car than it is to lower yourself down into some kind of seat that's about 6 inches off the ground. And then I thought, well, maybe that's a metaphor for everything in our lives. Maybe everything difficult for us means that we're trying to lower ourselves down into some kind of illusory troubles, and it'd probably be easier just to grab a hold of something and pull yourself up. Well, that's my wisdom for riding in the Volkswagen bus.
That's it's just cosmically easier to elevate yourself than it is.
Because you have more help too. When you pull yourself.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
Well, have a wonderful shopping.
Oh, I will have a wonderful shopping.
Okay, and I've got all sorts of toys here to do my third installment of Let's Have Fun with the Hebrew Alphabet.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to try to do it all on my lap.
What?
Which I've been doing for many, many years.
Maybe I should go now. You can have your private moment.
It's my favorite venue. Okay, darling, I love you.
I love you too, Heather. And I love all of you out there as well. Thank you for everything.
Okay, now my thumb hovered over finish, which would be the wrong thing. Then I'm back to myself. Now this phone's a little bit smaller than the old one. So I'm trying to, without pressing any weird buttons, I'm trying to set myself up, as we say.
Set yourself up.
Can you see my lap? Okay. First of all, I got... Now, I know... Wait a second. I want to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing here. Yes, the Hebrew letters there. I had to print out a reversed Hebrew letter chart here. Did you forget something, darling? Your mask. I had to print out a backwards once to illustrate a few things this morning. Okay, two things to clear up first. The weasel snout thing the other day, it's a joke, okay? We're vegetarians. We don't eat weasel snouts. The whole thing about weasels losing their snouts in the wintertime so they can grow new white ones to better camouflage them, that's a joke. We made it all up ourselves. There were people who were upset about how dare we abuse weasels. I'm not kidding. So please know, I'm putting myself on the record. The weasel snout thing was a joke. It was meant to be a joke. It's called satire. Can we say satire? But anyway, most everybody liked it. Secondly, the second installment of this three-part installment didn't get posted immediately on YouTube because we did an extra bonus, like 3-minute thing with Constance afterwards, and they posted that one. But it's up now on YouTube too. So along with this one, it was part 3. You'll have the whole series. Okay. Now I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And part 1 was the 3 mother letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph, Mem, Shin. And I showed how the Aleph, Mem, and Shin literally created dimensional space, if you will. Let's see, where's my lid? Here we go. and I showed little pipe cleaner things. Okay. I told you this is going to be awkward. About Aleph going from the central core there, which we are calling Saturn. But Saturn in its capacity of the supernal triad, I mean, a bigger kind of singularity. And Aleph is that yellow one going straight up and down, and it creates above and below. And above created the double letters above with Bait and Magician and Mercury, and below the floor being Gimel. Okay, so, and then going from east and west, we have the Hebrew letter Mem, which is associated with water. That's why it's blue. And Mem is the second mother letter, and it creates east and west. And the two walls of east and west, Daleth, Venus, and Kaf, Jupiter. And then the red one there, it's pointing right at you, okay? That creates north and south, and that's the Hebrew letter Sheen, and it's fire, primitive fire, and that creates north and south. And the Hebrew letter Pei, and the tower, and the Hebrew letter Resh, which is the sun card. Okay, so with Saturn, you can see how 3, Aleph Mem Shin, created 7, the 6 walls of the cube, and the Saturn in the middle. So we've gone through all of those. Oh, here, I've got the whole toy right here. This cube here is what Aleph Mem Shin created. Okay, now there are 12 letters of the Hebrew alphabet left, and they are represented as the edges. You're seeing things backwards. You're seeing it as the edges there. See that? And those are attributed to the 12 signs of the zodiac. See? The edge is shared on both sides. Now there's Aries and Hay. Okay? And this is the standard way of looking at things. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to start with, first of all, what do I mean first of all? This is about the 50th thing I've said today. The pattern for this cube and the tetrahedron of space and everything else, pattern for that cube is printed very clearly, so you could copy and print it out on cardstock and build it yourself, in the Son of Chicken Kabbalah. As a matter of fact, along with all of that stuff are little ceremonies of self-initiation that implant all of these the dynamics of what I'm describing in you. Okay, this is a workbook and a manual of self-initiation. It's called Son of Chicken Kabbalah, and it is definitely, if you've got Chicken Kabbalah, you really do want this. And all of the toys that go with it that I'm describing here, the forms for them are in Son of Chicken Kabbalah. How much would you pay for a book like that? Don't answer, there's more. And this is coming from the Chicken Kabbalah itself. Please, I don't think you can ever get this again. It's the rare chicken skin hardbound edition, but the softbound is... Anyway, we're going to be dealing with, first of all, starting with the signs of the zodiac, starting with Aries and the Hebrew letter Hey. Hey, it's either like an English H or E. Hey is path number 15. Okay, in other words, it joins Hokmah, number 2, wisdom, to Tifereth, number 6, beauty. Hey is drawn exactly like Daleth, that's the top part in the side, but has an additional leg. Note that the left leg does not touch the roof. Now, don't confuse Hey with Het. Oh, Het's not on there. Okay. Or Tov, because they look alike. Hey is spelled hey. The 2 letters enumerate to 10 and mean window. Also, there we go. Also, to breathe, to exist, to become, to desire. A window is a transparent door, an eye through which we look out on the world. From within the house, we look out of the window at approaching visitors so we can decide who to allow through the door and who to bar. The window also allows light and air to penetrate the house. Now get this, because Crowley exchanged the Hebrew letter attributions of the emperor, who always used to be Hey, he changed it to the star. They switched places. The star card, which was originally attributed to Tzadi, he now attributes to the emperor. And the Hey, that used to be the emperor, he now attributes to the star. And there's various reasons, and I go to great lengths explaining the method of the madness. But Hey and Tzadi are often switched. The emperor and the star are also switched. Why am I telling you this while we're talking about Hey? Hey means a window, but it also means the identification of a star. It's a navigational term. Hey, in Hebrew, means identification of the star. And that's why. That's another reason that it might make sense that Hey is attributed to the star card. Okay, I'm trying to keep my area organized here. All right, we're still on Hey. Oh boy. How much time you got this morning, guys? Its shape introduces the concept of openings, a small opening on the left and a large opening from below. This is suggestive of all things receptive, female, or negatively charged. See how the star, goddess of the star card fits that bill much better. Hey is one of the 12 simple letters and represents the zodiacal sign of Aries. Well, in this case, it'd be switched, and it's the tarot trump, the emperor, or at least the classic tarot trump, the emperor. Modern folks would say it's the star. Okay, the next Hebrew letter is Vav. Okay, there we go for Vav. Vav is a V or a W or a U or an O. So L-O-N could be spelled with a Vav if you wanted to. Vav is path 16, which joins Hokmah, number 2, wisdom, to Hesed, Mercury, number 4. Vav starts with a Yod at the top. Let's see, are we seeing it? It starts with a Yod at the top that extends straight down from its bottom tier to form a right leg. Note that the leg connects to the top right edge of the Yod. Okay, I'm saying that because it looks a lot like the Hebrew letter Zayin, There's a Zayin, okay? But there's a Yod, so don't, a Vav, so don't get confused. Vav is spelled Vav Vav. The two letters enumerate to 12 and mean nail or hook or pin. A hook can be used to suspend things from above. Nails and pins are sharp, pointy things that join two objects together by means of penetration. By its very shape, it represents the phallus. There we go, right. Oh, you're seeing this one backwards, okay. This implies union, yoga, and union with God. Is the goal of all mystics, especially chicken Kabbalists. The process is theoretically simple. Find a proper Vav, and you can nail yourself to God. This concept of union is further underscored when we remember the letter Vav is the Hebrew conjunction and. So Lon and Constance would be Lon Vav Constance. Peanut butter and jelly would be peanut butter Vav jelly. Okay. Its shape introduces the concept of penetration and is suggestive of all things aggressive, male, or positively charged. Vav is one of the 12 simple letters and represents the zodiac sign of Taurus. And the tarot trump, the Hierophant. Okay, we're getting, I'm getting a glare here. So I'm going to see if I can fix that. With a rag. Not very well. Whoa! Yes, Lord! Let me see. Blinded by the light. Zion. Here we go. There's a Zion for you. Zion is path number 17. It joins Bina, number 3, understanding, to Tiferet, number 6, beauty. Zion is a yod with a leg dropping down from its bottom center. Don't confuse with Vav. Zion is spelled Zion Yod Nun. The 3 letters enumerate to 67. Or, using a Nun final 717, it means sword. A sword is a weapon of both offense and defense. It is a weapon of invoked force. It can be brandished as a deterrent, or wielded to enforce the decisions of authority. A sword is also an instrument of division, separating one thing from another, like your enemy's head from his shoulder, and of discretion, analysis, separating one idea from another. In a way, it's just the opposite of Vav, which unites things. Zion is one of the 12 simple letters and represents the zodiac sign of Gemini and the lovers. Now, because it separates things or discriminates one thing from another, it's very, very appropriate that it should be kind of assigned to the tarot card of Gemini, or the tarot card of the lovers, where Osiris is trying to discriminate between two very hot sisters. But I digress. Het. And we're just going through the zodiac. So the next zodiac sign is Cancer. And the Hebrew letter I gotta get up under. I gotta get up under the. There it is, right there. I hope I can hold it there. Het. It looks almost like a hay, doesn't it? Except the left leg goes all the way up to the top. Het is path number 18 and joins Bina, understanding, 3, to Gebura, strength, number 5. Het is drawn exactly like hay, but both legs touch the roof. So don't confuse with hay and don't confuse with Vav, who we met the other day. Vav looks like pretty much like a het with a big swollen foot. But anyway, Het is spelled Het Yud Tov. The 3 letters enumerate to 418 and mean field and fence. A fenced-in field implies cultivated land, land that has been set apart, defined, and then plowed by the ox, which is Aleph. The fence encloses an area and sets it apart from the surrounding area. Het is a wall, a hedge, a membrane, a shell, a womb, a crust, a fortress, a citadel. Now, that also makes it perfect for Cancer, because Cancer is a crab that holds its own fence around it, its own armor, its own wall. But I digress. It surrounds and protects sacred life within it from the danger and darkness without. Het also indicates the life force itself and anything living. Het is one of the 12 simple letters and represents the zodiac sign of Cancer. There's Het, sign of Cancer. And it's the tarot trump, the Chariot. And the charioteer is in armor just like a militant mobile crab. Okay. Tet. Oh, put this over here. Tet is the next letter, or Teth. Let's see here. There it is right there. Teth is the path. It joins Hesed, Mercury, or, Hesed, number 4, mercy, to Gebura, strength, number 5. Teth has a firm rectangular base from which sprout a mini Zion from the left edge and a sharp forward crashing wave arising from the right side. Can we see that? Yeah, okay. I think it looks like a profile of a duck swimming on the water, looking back at a big yod that's stuck to the tip of its tail. Note that the duck's bill does not touch the yod on its tail. Don't confuse it with mem, because mem, the top actually touches and the bottom is actually separated. Teth is spelled Tet Yod Tov. So 2 kinds of T's make up a Tet. Sounds like a beginning of a obscene esoteric limerick. I'll have to work on that. The 3 letters enumerate to 419 and mean serpent. Human beings are vertebrates. Our spines are home to unimaginable energy and power. We are snakes with arms and legs. And this serpent energy is the key to our divine birth rate. Not birth rate. Birthright. Okay. Excuse me. This is serious stuff. The serpent energy is the key to our divine birthright. Like a snake swallowing its tail, there is truly no end to the mystery of the serpent. The one that tempted Eve is the same one that Moses elevated on a pole, and the same one that Jesus told us to be wise as. It's also interesting to note that the ancients were aware that the individual sperm cells look like tiny snakes with giant lion-like heads. Teth is one of the 12 simple signs of the simple letters and represents the zodiac sign of Leo. And the tarot trump, strength. Divine birth rate. Okay, Yod. Yod's really simple. Actually, when we think about it, Yod is the primary Hebrew letter. Okay, all the other letters are just, if Yod is a flame, like a candle flame, you begin to lightly blow on the flame and it starts to create all the other Hebrew letters. They're all just Yods flickering in the wind. Yod. It's a Y, an I, and a J. Yod is the path number 20. It joins Hesed, number 4, mercy, to Tifereth, number 6, beauty. Lon already said it. Yod is a flame. Blow upon it and you create all the other letters of the alphabet. Yod is my favorite letter of the Hebrew alphabet because it is so simple. It's the perfect pattern of the primal creation, a point extending to become the whirling motion. It is phi, P-H-I. It is phi. That's a Hebrew or a Greek letter describing a mathematical factor of some kind. It is the phi, the seed of the golden spiral. It's the mystic G. Okay, that spiral, not the Yod. The spiral is the mystic G in your grandfather's Masonic ring. It's the yin and yang, the human embryo, the blueprint of the ram's horn, and the nautilus swirling cream in your coffee. And the billowing dynamics of smoke and air and water. It sets the pattern for our fingerprints, our DNA, and the shape of the great galaxies. It's the primal male Shiva divine fire that plunges joyously into the female Shakti ocean of divine water. Give it some respect. Yod is spelled Y-V. Yod is spelled Y-V-D, which is not a public health question. The three letters enumerate to 20 and mean hand. Using Kabbalistic logic, Yod is the key creative instrument of the deity in the same way that the hand is the key creative instrument of human beings. Follow me? The human hand, however, is only the mundane member of creation. The secret and more profound equivalent of the creative hand is the spermatozoon itself, of which I believe Yod is the most appropriate hieroglyph. Yod is one of the 12 simple letters and represents the zodiacal sign of Virgo. The tarot trump, the Hermit. Okay, it's obvious that we're not going to get through the entire Hebrew alphabet today. We will continue this tomorrow, Wednesday, the 7th or the 8th or the 6th of December. Anyway, that's our little trip through the Hebrew alphabet so far. I hope that my new phone's camera is okay. From where I'm looking, it looks like the color is better. I hope the sound quality is okay. And if it isn't, I apologize. But I doubt whether I'll try to repeat today's things, because it's like writ on the wind. It's a love letter written in the sand. Anyway, I'm full of it today. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.